Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Hedera. I had to cover it. It's been a while since I covered it. So just in general, wanted to give you my thoughts on the current situation. And yesterday we also got some pretty major news. So I wanted to talk about the news in general, the reaction we've had so far, and what I think needs to happen if we actually want to get bullish continuation. Because I think the markets as a whole are still bullish, right? I mean, if you take a look at Bitcoin, if you take a look at the total 3, if you take a look at others, so those are all kind of altcoin indices, right? That give you a broad idea of how the market is doing. I still think that's all great. However, Hedera itself has lost some momentum. And yesterday we got good news, but good news doesn't always equate that we're going to rally up higher. And the entire narrative or subcategory that Hedera belongs to, kind of the veterans, the dino coins such as Stellar, Algorand, Hedera, doesn't really have that much momentum right now. I mean, they're definitely not bearish, right? But they seem to be consolidating a bit. And we want to, after the news that we had yesterday, which was that Hedera would be listed on Robinhood US, which is obviously bullish, but then you also want the technical confirmation to support some sort of a bullish continuation. So that's what we'll talk about on the higher time frames, on the lower time frames. So let's get right into it. But ultimately, like I said, I mean, a Robinhood US listing, while my internet is not that great at the moment. I'm recording on my mobile data. So that is bullish, right? I mean, you want to be opened up to the US markets. Now, it's not that unique anymore as it used to be, but you do see that coins that have that Robinhood US listing do have a higher probability of actually getting some pretty major rally. So in that sense, it's great. So far, the reaction is actually pretty good as well. I'm not sure when last year we got this news, but last year, I think the earliest ETF news or something with Hedera, we also saw a big spike, like it almost fully retraced, so like this, and then we started a huge uptrend. And I think that's a possibility here as well. But like I said, we need to get that confirmation. And at this point of time, you can see that Hedera has been consolidating a bit, right? So if you zoom out, you can see that we started consolidating after that spike Friday, the 18th of July. Then Wednesday, the 23rd last week, we broke down. And now we're trying to get back into that balance right here that we had a little bit higher. And so far, we're doing great. However, we need to hold that, right? And if we're staying in that consolidation up here, which to me, by the way, it seems to me that is most likely, then we are most likely also going to break out later and rally up higher, right? So the main level that we're looking at for that is right here between 25.2 cents, so 0.252, and 0.257. So what are those levels? First of all, 252, we have the value area low, all right? So we just need to hold that. If we don't hold that, we're going to get into a downtrend. So that's very much the line in the sand. And then a little bit higher, which I would prefer to hold at 26 cents or 25.8, we have a previous single print, and we have the 7-day rolling VWAP. If Hedera would be bullish, it would hold that, all right? So therefore, dropping down a little bit lower, especially over the course of the weekend, is normal. It's a possibility, but ultimately we need to hold that. And then we also on the 4-hour time frame have the 4-hour trend in there. So short term, looking at Bitcoin, everything looks quite likely we're going to test that. But then what we need to see, if we want a bullish continuation, is a strong reaction there. And I would argue, based on what I expect from altcoins and the markets, but also what I have seen from Hedera right now, I would argue it's most likely we will see a bounce there and that we will get into stability up here. I don't expect a bullish breakout up towards 30 cents, etc. again straight away, but I do think from that consolidation, that's most likely. But that is something I'll keep you updated on. For now, at least, this is what I think you need to know. So hopefully that helps. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.